Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine. As you can see, Kisumu is also fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you are watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, 2024 is definitely going to shape the 2027 presidential election in the Republic of Kenya. And 2024 is also going to determine who is likely to become the next president of the Republic of Kenya. And one of the key players in 2027 election is none other than Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. And therefore, the fate of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is also going to be determined in the year 2024. So in this video, I want to reveal to you guys 5 things that Kalonzo Musyoka must actually do in 2024 if he hopes to make an impact in the year 2027. Before we do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And with the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in straight to the point. What are some of the 5 things that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka must actually do in 2024 if Kenyans or Azimio supporters, for that matter, want to take him seriously? By the way, can you list for me some of the 2 things you think Kalonzo Musyoka should actually do as a matter of urgency before proceeding? As you do that, for those who have not yet subscribed, please, I want you to take a second, just subscribe now, because I know many of you guys normally watch these videos but are not yet subscribed. So please just press that subscribe button. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for me, Kalonzo Musyoka must do the following. The first thing Kalonzo Musyoka must do is that he must always make sure that he is at the center of any national conversation in the Republic of Kenya. The truth of the matter is that moving forward, we are likely to witness some national conversations. But Kalonzo Musyoka has always taken a backseat and left everything to Raila Amolo Odinga. For example, currently, there is the fight between the showdown between William Ruto and the judiciary. Where is Kalonzo Musyoka? Because my expectation is that Kalonzo Musyoka should actually take center stage. He should be at the center of that conversation. The only person I saw releasing a statement was none other than Raila Odinga. Where was Kalonzo Musyoka? Where was Kalonzo Musyoka? That's a serious discussion that's definitely going to shape the politics of 2027. If he hopes to be a factor in 2027, then he must be prepared to be at the center of any national conversation. He must prioritize that. If Kalonzo will not do that, then he should forget about the support of Kenyans. The truth is, most people believe that Raila Odinga still has a chance of becoming a serious presidential candidate. Why? Because at any given stage, Raila Odinga is always at the center of national conversation. Kalonzo must wake up. That's number 1. The second thing Kalonzo must do is that he must embark on a nationwide tour in 2027. Sorry, in 2024. No shortcut about that. There has always been this question about Kalonzo Musyoka and his ability to fund a presidential campaign. This is now the opportunity to prove that indeed he can fund a presidential campaign. I don't expect Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka in 2024 to be sitting somewhere in Ukambani attending funerals of his relatives, funerals of his in-laws, funerals of whoever in Ukambani. I should be seeing Kalonzo Musyoka more in Western Kenya. I should be seeing Kalonzo Musyoka more deep in Meru, Isiolo, in Nyanza. That's where we want to see Kalonzo Musyoka if he's to be taken seriously. Because the truth is, Kalonzo Musyoka has one of the biggest tasks. The task of converting Raila Odinga supporters, if Raila were to support him, to become his supporters. Because the people who support Raila Odinga, they support Raila Odinga because of a certain brand of politics, which Kalonzo Musyoka lacks. Of course, William Ruto has or is exhibiting kind of those ability, which means most of Azimio supporters can easily support Ruto. So Kalonzo Musyoka has that responsibility of focusing his campaigns or his moves in the year 2024 towards Azimio strongholds. Kalonzo must embark on visiting each and every constituency, each and every ward which is perceived to be Azimio stronghold in the year 2024. For example, in my Nyakach constituency, I expect to go to the village and being told that, Kalonzo was here. Ama huyu jamaa siku hizi ni mtu wa Kalonzo. He must begin that. Without that, he should forget. Of course, he will be able to hold Ukambani together, but still a challenge. Number 3, Kalonzo Musyoka must also come up with a proper communications strategy. There is no way you can win the presidency without a communications strategy. And I can take you back into the history. When Raila Odinga defeated Kibaki in 2007, Raila Odinga came up with a strategy of change. The change you could believe in. And that's how he ended up winning the support of majority of Kenyans. When Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to run for the presidency in 2013, what he did, he decided to craft his campaigns around ICC. And he strategically used that ICC to his advantage. When William Ruto wanted to become the president in 2022, what did he do? 2 things. William Ruto decided to come up with a hustler narrative, which is basically the hustlers versus dynasty. He was able to rally the poor people around that. In fact, if you listened to William Ruto, if you replayed William Ruto's clips during campaigns, and you see what he's doing currently, and you voted for him, you will be crying, because William Ruto has changed completely. But he crafted a communication strategy around the hustler. Then William Ruto decided that Kenya Kwanza, not Kenya Kwanza really, but Jubilee at that time had failed Kenyans. Most Kenyans were really disappointed with the Jubilee performance. So he decided to lump those failures on Uhuru and Raila. So basically, Raila Odinga ended up carrying the baggage of Jubilee failures instead of Ruto. So it was a communications strategy. Even currently, if you are keen, there is a way William Ruto and Kenya Kwanza are always trying to drag the name of Uhuru or Raila in their problems. On the 2nd day of January, William Ruto attended the burial of the senator for Nyandarua Methu, and I think the father. And if you listened to the speeches at that time, they were trying so hard to try and bring the name of Raila, try and bring the name of Uhuru. Why? Because that is what they used to rally the mountain. And of course, even in the latest issue of the judiciary, after realizing they made a mistake, they're now trying to craft a strategy that it was about corruption, something like that. So Kalonzo Musyoka must come up with a communication strategy. How is he going to communicate about certain things? I listened to Kalonzo Musyoka, and it's going to form my last point. I listened to Kalonzo Musyoka the other day, where he was like, he must run for the presidency, and it would be a mistake to support Raila Odinga. It's Kalonzo who needs Raila. I don't think Raila needs Kalonzo right now. So there's a way he can communicate without really affecting the relationship between him and Raila, or even the way Raila Odinga supporters will perceive him. So in my view, communication strategy. What does Kalonzo Musyoka stand for? They must come up with it. What are some of his weaknesses? put them down? How can he communicate? If, for example, he wants to speak on the issue of education, which members of parliament should accompany him? What about his dressing style? All those forms communication strategy. What about his hair? Should Kalonzo Musyoka maintain that hairstyle? Is it appealing to the youth? What about his dressing? Of course, Kalonzo is blessed with a smooth face, which can be branded. You saw William Ruto during campaigns trying to put khaki pants and the broken jacket, which has already dumped already. The intention was to target those kind of people, youthful. And indeed, there was even a lady who used to supply him with all those. Currently has changed to Kaunda seats. Yeah. So the truth is, Kalonzo Musyoka must holistically revamp his communication strategy, what he's saying, how he's saying them, the timing. And number 4, Kalonzo Musyoka must raise campaign money. 2027 election is going to be one of the most expensive election in the history of the Republic of Kenya. You can just tell how Kenya Kwanza is very unpopular currently. And you can see the appetite William Ruto has for taxes. Which means someone somewhere is busy raising enough campaign money for 2027. So Kenya Kwanza and their strategy is that let Kenyans make noise, let them raise money, then they'll buy Kenyans with the money. So it means for Kalonzo Musyoka to counter them, he will need a proper communication strategy to counter it. He will also need to raise money. Not necessarily for campaigns, but to enable him to move from one point to another. Very, very important. And lastly, Kalonzo must also start taming his mouth. If there's one person who keeps on talking without measuring some of his words, sometimes it's Kalonzo Musyoka. So whatever is going to come out of the mouth of Kalonzo Musyoka from today moving forward, especially touching on Azimio, must actually be measured. Because some of these things or words will always come to haunt him. I don't know what you think. Do you think there's any other thing that Kalonzo Musyoka needs to do in the year 2024? Let me know in the comment section. Until that time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.